Hello, Bumpy McSquigums here, and it's time for me to start up a new series, one that is, well, it's quite fun. I've played maybe 2 hours of the game so far, and I have a pretty good handle on how it's going to play out. I'm not going to be super experienced or real great at the game, but I have an idea of how it works and what I want to do with it, and we'll run as far as I can. So hopefully I'm able to get through the entire game for you guys, but we're going to start up this LP, this Let's Play of Lords of Xulima. And it is a story of gods and humans. It was sent to me by Numantian Games, the developers, and, well, they're excited to have me get started showcasing their dream, their game here. So we're going to hop in, and I'm going to do the party creation, character selection, all that stuff. I'm going to get that up and running. That's going to be the first thing I do in this episode, and it's going to just basically be a party creation episode. And then the full story and everything else will start in episode 1. So, let's hop into that right now. Alright, so let's get started with the difficulty here. It will be classic, which will be the normal, so we're going to go with normal difficulty. I'm not quite ready for hardcore, and casual will probably be too easy, so we're going to lean toward classic. And then we will create our characters. Alright, character creation time. Get them knuckles cracked, and let's get into this. Now you must generate the group of 5 characters that will accompany Garlen on his trip. You may choose to create those characters or use the default group. So first and foremost, I want to thank Numantian Games for giving us the option of either having a default party or creating our own. It's always nice that if you just want to play and you don't want to really think about it, you just want to go and get into the gameplay, everything else, you can just quick start, grab the default party that the developers made, and go for it. Some games force you into that, and other games give you an option like this one, where you can also create your custom party. Now, I, for one, like to control my own destiny and not leave it in the hands of other people. Sorry, guys. But, not just that, I also like to have that personal touch where you get to name your characters and everything else. That way, you're kind of related to them on a deeper level. Sort of. Not really. It's still a video game. But, you know, you get the idea. So, we're going to create our custom party and our first character. And we're going to go old school with one of my names that I created back in the day. Good old Calark. He's usually a dwarven barbarian in like, oh, what was it? Yeah, Neverwinter Nights, I think, was the first game that I made him a dwarven barbarian. And some other random games back in the day. Gemstone 4, 3, whatever it was, that's where he was originally born from my mental ability, my cranium birthed him. So, he's going to be a man, and this is the most dwarf-like looking character that isn't magical in nature. So we're going to go with him, even though he is missing a ruggedly sexy beard. It's fine. Now I'm going to go through all 9 of the character classes and then all 9 of the deities. So, there's going to be a lot of reading. Put on your sleeping masks, get your pillows ready. I will put you to sleep in no time. I mean, not that. I'm going to keep you awake with my exciting reading of this stuff. It's pretty good. Alright, so, Arcane Soldier. Arcane Soldiers believe that power is achieved through mastery of both steel and magic. While an Arcane Soldier cannot wear equipment as easily as a soldier, they make up for it by imbuing their weapon of choice with powerful elemental magic, allowing them to deliver blows, like below the belt blows, they're just blows, okay? Blows which are effective against most enemies. Alright, and then we're going to the mage. Mages are learned and wise, able to understand both physical and elemental laws. They are adept at exploiting enemy vulnerabilities due to the wide array of spells at their disposal. While raging storms and infernos, I guess? They forgot the S. Shh, don't tell. Are within their fingertips. Mages find it difficult to withstand the rigors of frontline combat, i.e. they're sissies. You slap them, they cry. It's really unfortunate. So protect your mages. That's kind of the rule there. Thieves. Thieves, despite their questionable origin, are masters in the manipulation of mechanical objects and devices. They have an affinity toward picking locks as well as spotting and disarming lethal traps. In addition, the thief's cunning allows him to perceive secret doors and hidden switches which most would miss. Which, all those sound like exceptionally good things, don't they? I mean, who wouldn't want a thief in their group? Other than, you know, if you want to be rich at the end of the run, I suppose. Having a thief might kind of cut into that a little bit. Either way, in combat they favor fast strikes and mobility. We go to the cleric. Clerics are devoted to a deity and enjoy a unique communion with their chosen god, little g. So, long as they are devoted, they are able to manifest various divine powers in times of need. These powers can protect the group, repel wicked beings, or beans, as some people like to say, like kidney beans, lima beans, and heal injuries. Then we're going to go to the Explorer, which is what Galen is. Explorers are experts in the knowledge of nature, wildlife, and navigation. They can guide the group through difficult terrains, find hidden herbs, and camouflage the party from enemy ambushes. They are also skilled fighters and can create poisons to make their weapons of choice even more lethal. Then we go to the Paladin, or the Paladins, as some people who don't know how to enunciate things may or may not say. Paladins are seen as divine soldiers and protectors by the people. They spend as much time training for combat as they do worshipping their deity. The auras and blessings a Paladin brings with him are invaluable to any group. Sure they are. And then we go to my personal favorite, the Barbarian. They have my attitude toward combat. You see something, you just charge in, doesn't matter what it is. It could be a whole wave of enemies coming at you. You just scream at the top of your lungs and start swinging, and that's kind of how I approach life. My wife doesn't really like that. She usually cowers in fear and hides, but it's worked for me so far, so we're going to keep going with it. The Barbarian. Barbarians are the most battle-hardened of the warriors. Wielding their instincts like a weapon, a barbarian's physical strength and stamina are unmatched, so it comes as no surprise that they rely on brute force rather than technique to overcome their foes. Even a lightly armored barbarian can be fairly hard to take down, mostly because they can headbutt literally anything. You see a rock coming, boom, headbutt. You see a door, headbutt. You see a throwing dagger, they kind of headbutt it, but they do like a side jerk with their head, and it deflects off. You usually look, and their head's all scarred, it's cut, there's blood everywhere. It's messy, but it works. So, the power of headbutt, remember that. Then we go to the Bard. Bards are musicians and singers with a profound passion for songs which can inspire the group in combat, or send the enemy down a spiral of madness. No strangers to the acquisition of gold, they are also fairly good at appraising items. Who knew? Then we go to the Soldier. Soldiers are warriors who have been trained in the wielding of weapons and the execution of powerful techniques, able to handle complex weapons with relative ease and equip the heaviest of armors. The Soldier is a sturdy frontline combatant. Why couldn't they just call him a tank? I mean, come on. Everybody knows it's a tank, right? I mean, everybody knows that. Okay, well, I've never actually looked at all the initial skills before. It's sad, because I've done this like 30 times now. My head feels like it's going to explode. I know so much information. It's fine. Alright, we're going to go with the Barbarian, and here are the 9 deities. So we're going to try to breeze through this as quickly as possible. I apologize in advance for any mispronounced names, as I'm sure it's going to happen. And hopefully the developers don't send me hate mail. I doubt they will, but maybe. It's possible. If they do, I'm totally calling them on it, just so you guys know. Alright, Disciple of Naliot. The Lady of the Seas, she is a compassionate goddess who governs the tides and oceans of the world. A single tear from Naliot can cause endless tidal waves to surge, while a single moment of joy may soothe the most rebellious seas. She is the most empathetic of all the Xulnari, and cares deeply for each and every living creature. Also, she gives us more health. The Disciple of Taliot. The Lady of the Winds. Taliot is a whirl? Okay, sure. She's a whirl of cheerfulness and grace. Her eternal smile looks after the winds and clouds, gently guiding them across the land. However, I wish the music would change there to something dark and brooding or ominous, that'd be cool. However, should her mood change, something like that, it would fit. So too shall the weather be altered. Warmth and sunlight can be swept away by the terrible storms when Taliot is angered. She gives us additional combat speed. And here's a name that I don't particularly care for, but we're going to run with it anyway. The Disciple of Kursket. The Lord of Stone and Earth, it was the powerful Kursket who shaped the surface of Earth into its present form. The many valleys, canyons, and mountains of Xulima obey only the most stubborn of the Xulnari, and none are as immovable as Kursket. Kursket. I hate it. I don't know why. It just sounds so bleh. Either way, we're going to go with the Disciple of Valvet. The Lord of Fire and Fury, so long as magma flows within the Earth's molten core, none can command Valvet. It was he who lifted the sun into the firmament and stoked the Earth's inner flames. It is said that his divine fury is manifested through erupting volcanoes. a sign that Velvet is by far the most temperamental and unpredictable of all the Shulnari. He gives us +3 agility. We have the Disciple of Febrit, the Lady of Nature. She is the caring mother of all that grows in the wilds, and gave life to the world's flora when it was but a barren desert. Every single tree of Xulima's forest is considered to be a sacred gift passed down by the goddess herself. She gives us additional evasion. When I think of trees and flora and stuff like that, I don't really think of evasiveness at all. They're kind of stationary. So how exactly does she give us evasion? That doesn't really make a lot of sense, but it's okay. It's okay, because we're going to look at the Disciple of Raznet now, and now I kind of want Raisinets. I don't know. Anyone else? Raisinets? Raznet? No? The Lady of Beasts, fierce animals, and other wild creatures are her children. Their instincts reflecting her personality. A free, protective nature empowers Raznet with the spirit of an indomitable warrior. Combat initiative +10%, which I guess means you get to move quicker in combat, or first, or something like that. Then we have the Disciple of Golat, the master of dreams and works. He is said to be the most clever god. That's a capital G. Shame on you guys. Blasphemy! Should be little g. And possesses the power to control the mind of any creature of his choosing. He is also the architect of me clicking things incorrectly. The architect and maker of the world. The divine temples and magical artifacts he has built have no equal amongst all other creations of the gods. He gives us additional experience. Then we have the Disciple of Alneat, the Lord of Radiance and Life. He rules over the stars and the firmament as the most powerful of all the Shulnari. Some would even go so far as to say he is the king of all the Shulnari. He alone possesses the ability to breathe life into the creations of the Lords of Xulima, without the N. Maximum power points, so he basically gives us a buff to our magical prowess, and this guy gives us a lot of resistances. Disciple of Yule, the Lord of Darkness and Death. Yule is the guardian of souls, who injects souls into new lives and then takes them back. Once those souls are under his custody, when he takes those lives that have come to an end. Alneat, his antagonist, is the only one who can match his power. Together, they complete the cycle of life. And I totally butchered that one, guys, in case you weren't paying attention. Alright, so we want +3 strength for our barbarian who has axes. Then we're going to add... ooh, a paladin. No, yes. We're going to go with a paladin, and he's going to be Shanabob. Shanabob is going to be our paladin. He's going to be a man, and he's going to be fully clad in armor. I'm going to whip out our paladininess and give him additional hit points to tank it up. And then finally, we're going to go with 4 frontliners. We're going to have Mutanot, everybody's favorite, joining us. Is he a man or a woman? Who could really say? We're going to go with man for now. We'll give him this ugly dude, too. I think it'll work. Alright, so he's going to go that, and he's going to be our soldier. He's also going to be a frontline tank, and he could use axes, but we're going to give him swords instead. That way we have maces, axes, and swords on the front line. Plus, I think this guy also uses swords. Good old Galen. Which leaves us with our final 2 that we need. So, let's see. We'll throw the wife into the mix. Good old Chimera. She is clearly not a man, but a woman. We'll have her be this purple-eyed, red-haired vixen, and you don't know what she's gonna be. We're gonna go with the thief, I guess. She likes to steal things. She's the thief at heart. We're gonna give her agility, and since she's on the back line, crossbows and bows seem to be her thing. And with the final touch of my finger-to-eyebrow mechanism, it's a psych thing, guys. Don't worry about it. I'm going to be added to the party as the final member. Bumpy the Man. He's going to be an old man with a gray beard, mustache, wrinkles, big nose, a stick, and some green clothing. And I'm going to be a mage, which means I'm going to have additional power. And I want a polearm because I can smack people in the back from behind the lines. They're like, oh, look at this little mage back there. He's got no mana left. Boom! And it hit him in the face with a stick. I mean, it's great. It's good. It's good karma. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that will end our character creation and party creation episode. So look for all the gameplay and the fun and wonderful stuff that brings with episode 1, the official start of the LP, and all the storylines, cinematics, and everything else you could possibly want. This is going to do it for me for now. Keep in mind, I want you guys to remember that this game is still in early access. You can get it on Steam. I'll have all the links down below for all the stuff that you could ever want, information, where to get it, who's on first, any of that stuff. It's going to be down below in the description with links and everything else, as I said. And yeah, so the developers did send me this game, so I definitely want to get the word out, spread the word, people. Like, comment, subscribe, share it, send carrier pigeons, dogs, animals, foxes, I don't know, whatever you can do. Psycho telekinetic powers, get the word out, let people know I'm doing it, and, well, give the developers a bump, and maybe they'll be able to sell a few more games. Either way, guys, that's going to do it for me. I'll see you guys in just a bit with the first official episode of Lords of Xulima. Until then, my name is Bumpy McSquiggums, and I will see you later.